Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and I am here with all of the planners because we are setting up for September 2022. So I have decided in September to go back to classic size. I know in the past few months I've been using the big size, the letter size tool daily pages for most of my planning and just kind of mixed in other sizes. But I've decided to kind of revisit some of my old 2022 videos, like especially my initial January 2022 lineup. And I was just so inspired by the idea of like having a single book for most of these items that I just wanted to try to get back into it, especially for the end of the year with like all the classic size supplies that I have for the holidays. I just wanted to be able to be in classic size. So with that being said, I'm going to be setting up all of these books, all of these planners and notebooks and journals into a single Frankenplanner, but it will not have in here my work planner that is going to be still in the big size. I'm actually taking all of my daily pages for September through the rest of this year. I'm still using outdated pages, but I'm going to be using the September 2020 to December 2020 pages that are outdated and using them for daily pages in my work planner, as well as the combination of like the weekly pages. I'll try to link that video of where I set up the actual weekly pages for my teacher planner in the cards or in the description. And so what I'm going to be setting up today is basically my personal, all the stuff at home. And I am putting together a classic size planner, but one of the things I think I'm going to try to do just to try to reduce like all of the carrying around of things is I'm actually probably going to set up a second planner that's going to be the on-the-go planner for anytime I leave the house and am running errands. I'm finding that I don't really actually use my classic size planner that often. I don't really pull it out at like the store or things like that. You know, I really just want to be able to like jot down quick notes in like super like pen to paper kind of fashion. And so I'm going to set up an on-the-go planner using some pages that I have in my stash. And so I'll have that set up at the very end of this video, but the main heart of this is going to be basically a classic size planner that sits on my desk and has all of the sections that I need to at least try to touch in September. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and like set all of the planners to the side, set up like the skeleton, the frame of the planner, and we're going to go through and just kind of put these pages together. So let's move these planners to the side. The very first thing is going to be this stuff. And so I do have this cover right here. This is the Hello Happy cover that came off of Guided Journal. I think this is beautiful. I really love the color here, and I think it will work really well for September. I just really like, I don't know, like it gives me fall vibes, but it's not like orange or like something like super fall-like. It's just a nice muted yellow. You know, I just really love this color. And I decided to pull out my white classic size metal discs. I'm not actually sure if classic size discs will work for like a massive Frankenplanner like I'm putting together right now, but we're going to try our best to do that. So these are again the white metal discs. I think I got these at Joann's, but to be honest, I don't really remember. So it did come with 11, so obviously I didn't need those 2 extras. And so this is the setup. I do have these dividers, but I'll put these in at the end because I do have to make some decisions on like the order of the planners. In my initial setup in January, one of the things that I did was like use the continuous dividers where all the dividers were kind of going down. But for right now, I am going to simplify slightly from the January setup in that like there are going to be some sections that are not like being used. And so I'm just going to pull these planners like one by one and kind of talk to you through what's in each of them, and we'll just pull out the sections for September. So this first one is my, like right now it's a combination of like faith and wellness and creativity, and so it's a setup on expander discs, and it has like coloring pages, it has like journaling pages, it has guided journals in here, it has like horizontal pages that I can use just like for, let's see if I can find some, or there's some wellness pages in here. I know I have, oh, you know what? I think I might have taken out the horizontal pages, but there were horizontal pages in here. And so I'm thinking, I don't know what I want to be able to do with this section. I think I do want to try to get back into journaling. It's been several months. And in fact, it was something I wanted to prioritize. And I created this book to kind of like be a carry around the house with me kind of thing. but I never did that. And so I think what I'm gonna do is try to separate faith and like creativity, wellness type stuff. Like, so I treat it like spiritual self-care and then like mental self-care, like all the mental wellness type stuff, and then spiritual wellness type stuff. I want those to kind of be two sections. And so I did pull this one divider. This one divider was one I think I was using for creativity, and it doesn't really matter, you know, what I decide to do with it, but I'm going to go into this section. And I think I'm just going to pull some random like coloring pages. I want to get into the habit of like using my supplies here. And so I'm going to just take like a small section of that. And then I will also, I think what I will do is, I don't know if I want to use these. I don't know. Okay. I'm thinking I want to try to get back into journaling, but I don't know if I want to save that for faith or not. All right, so I'm going to leave that for right now. I need to now, I have no idea where I put my horizontal pages, or my divider for that. So at this point, it might be a combination. All right, so I'm going to attempt to try to do this on the fly. Again, I had a certain order in January for like how dividers went, but I'm reducing, condensing, and things like that for this section. So maybe at this point, again, like just kind of talking it out on the fly. I'm also noticing just now that I'm like way zoomed out just because the stacks were so big earlier. But I think I'll just leave it where it's faith, mental wellness, wellness in general, creativity, and all those will still be under here. And I'll just add in some horizontal pages whenever I find those. So we'll leave it under one divider for right now. All right, so then this planner is one that I combined recently. It is going to be my personal catch-all planner, which was a horizontal like Mickey planner, as well as some social media pages. And so those are the first couple of pages here. It looks like I did some work of like going through and like cleaning it up a little bit. And so this first one again is the one that I use for my catch-all for my personal. And so again, I'm trying to get back into it, like trying to do the monthly, trying to do the weekly. I do still love daily planning. And so again, I need to make a list. I need to add some maybe daily pages in there, or it could be where like I'm just going to try to not to do daily pages for September and focus on some of these other sections, right? And so for the continuous divider, like putting these in order, I think I'll want this to be before the faith/wellness section. Oh, I pulled out an extra month, so we'll put that back in here. And then the next section is social media. Now for social media, I did initially use like an outdated color block, but this is actually, I think, the current month, and you guys can double check me, but I'm pretty sure that's when September starts, on the 1st. I'm pretty sure that's right. And so I'm gonna stick this in here. And again, this is a second tab for September, and so in order to keep it kind of in order, I think I'll just put it as the next section right after personal. So then it's personal, social media, and then like faith, wellness. All right, and then I'm just pulling these planners kind of randomly. They were sitting randomly on my shelf. This next one is Sophia's memory book, and she did have several sections in here, one of which was kind of a new ad in July, which included like her like horizontal like lettering, like handwriting book. But she is like in kindergarten, and she brings home tons of like handwriting practice sheets, and so we don't really need it for now. And so I'm actually going to like delete that part of it and just pull the memory book pages. And so that's again like going in here. I'm like so behind on like memory planning too, like it is like way late. But so this is her planner, and what I use for Sophia's memory book are like outdated teacher layout pages. This is like way outdated, but I just use them, redate them across the top here, and to use it for a 7-week period. But I'm like way behind. So that's it. And then she did find a divider, like a set of dividers that she really likes. She's really into the rainbows and things like that. So she picked these dividers for herself. And then this is the horizontal stuff that we're just not going to use, right? And she like had all sorts of like other, like this is really thick just because I have so many other things. And I definitely need to get back in here and like update that. All right, so Sophia's section, when I set up my 2022 initial lineup, Sophia's section was in the beginning. And I think I'll still leave it in the beginning. Like the order that I had it was I wanted to prioritize my house, and then I wanted Sophia's stuff to be second, and then my stuff, which I reference all the time, I just didn't need to pay attention or like focus on it and have it like right in front of my face at the very beginning of the planner. So all of my sections were in the back, and I think I'll leave it kind of like that. All right, we finished this left-hand side, so now I have like 3 more planners on this side. So this first one on this right-hand side is my budget planner, and just random cover and discs, just like pretty much everything else. This is undated, and so I can pull a random divider, so I'm actually gonna save that for last. It might fall into place. This is, I'm realizing, my current planner. And so this is the planner that I'm using right now for August. I will pull stuff out from there. And so really there's only one other planner. Oh my gosh, this may be way slimmer than I thought. And so this is going to be my food log. This initially started off as wellness. It wasn't actually wellness. It was always food log. I did have in here a combination of like some of the wellness extension packs as well. And so those pages I ended up using all 4 of the months that I had. And so I ran out of the dividers. And what I have left are these dividers that I was using for my food log. So I definitely need that. I'm gonna pull these pages out. I'll need that in a little bit. And then what I have in here are like these wellness layout pages. And these are the ones that came from the wellness extension pack that I ran out of. And then these are just from an old, like outdated planner. And so what I'm gonna do is just pull a set of pages right here and just use them. Like I'm really just gonna try to use them. That's my goal here, is to use all this stuff, okay? So what I'm going to do is switch over and use these pages for food logging. And I really just ignore all of the wellness layout type stuff. And I just put like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and my snacks, and just ignore all the other stuff. But again, like I mentioned already multiple times now, the idea of journaling. So maybe I'll make some effort to kind of like actually use this section for journaling and then split this in half and have 4 sections to log. So that's up in the air. I gotta make a decision about that. Okay, so now let's go back here. So this is a 1 tab, right? And then September right here is a 3 tab. Then it's 1, 2, 3, and I'm basically missing the 4th tabs. So yeah, those are the ones that's missing. So food log, then I'm just gonna put it in the very back. Like I want it to be in my section, but I want personal to be the very first section there, right? And then so the only other planner that I have is going to be my budget planner. And basically given what I've got here, I want it to kind of be in here, and it's going to be a 4 tab. Like, I mean, that's just the way that's gonna work, right? And so I'm gonna go in here and just find, since it's undated, I'm just gonna find a random like 4 tab, and I'm not even gonna bother labeling it. It's just gonna be the 4th tab that will be for September, and it's just like the budget planner right here. Looks like that. All right, and I'm going to stick this to the side and put this in here. And now we're kind of set up actually. All right, I need my horizontal pages, which, see, now I'm wondering if I should like have in here. I could definitely add horizontal pages, or I'll just leave it the way it is. All right, I'll add horizontal pages into the face section, and then I need daily pages, if I use them, in the personal catch-all section. Okay, here's the plan. I found my horizontal pages. I just grabbed a stash of them. Definitely don't need this many. Like September has what, like at most 5 weeks, right? So I'm just gonna set aside this stash. I just don't need this many pages. All right, so we're gonna put this here. Again, I'm gonna just, for right now, put it behind this like wellness section, faith, mental wellness. That is in there. And then I did decide, as I was trying to find those pages, that I'm gonna go back in here, and instead of putting daily pages, I'm going to put in like guided journal pages. And so what I'm going to do is, I don't know, I guess I'll just start at the beginning. I'll just grab a couple of these and stick them in here for daily planning, right? And daily planning is this section right here. And what I do for this is just kind of like use these pages as I need to. And I don't even like use the currently page for my personal catch-all. So I'll just end up like kind of gluing it like that and just starting on the next page. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, this is the wrong section. This is social media. I need it to be back here. All right, that makes sense. All right, so let's do a quick flip through of this. And I will still need to go through and transfer all the stuff from my August planner, but it's mostly like 90% set up at this point. And then I do have my top tab dividers here that I can add in as we go through. All right, so Hello Happy white metal discs, so beautiful. First section here is Sophia's planner, but I do have a couple of sheets in my August planner that's going to be like chores, like a checklist of like daily decluttering tasks, and I'm going to actually use that as the first tab. And the way I do my tabs is instead of doing 1 2 3 4, I do 1 2 3 4. I know it's backwards, but that's just the way I like to do it. And so that section will be first, and so that means Sophia's section will be the second section right here, and I'm just going to stick it in here just to have it. So that's Sophia's section. Again, what she has is like random outdated like teacher layout pages, and we're getting close to the point where like I might actually need to buy another teacher layout or like figure out where my teacher layout pages are, because I need to like finish out the rest of the year and I'm running out of pages. Right, and then the second section here is my personal catch-all planner, and so I'm going to put the third divider here, top tab divider for the monthly. I'll go ahead and decorate the monthly, but I hardly ever reference the monthly for any of my planners, and so once I finish decorating the monthly, it will move to this divider will move to my weekly section. And then I do like to have a tab for daily pages, right? And so the daily pages will be the fourth one. And I'm gonna just put it right here, right? So those are my two sections for personal. And then this next section is going to be my social media. And again, I don't even use the monthly, and so in this case, I'm just gonna skip it all together and put the next tab right here for social media. Right, and this is a color block layout. I didn't mention earlier, but like for my personal catch-all, it's like a vertical and then like guided journal daily pages. Right, and then this next section is my creativity / faith section / wellness section. All right, and so it needs a second tab, which I don't have. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna use a third tab. It'll be totally fine. Actually, I really need a second tab. Like I want just 8. Right, so I'm going to go in here and pull this from my current August layout planner, just so my September could be set up. All right, so this will be this tab, right? And then the next section, this is like outdated horizontal pages and just random coloring pages, right? The next section is my budget. So budget will be something where, again, I do the monthly just to set up like automatic bills and like anything that's automatically debited from my account, but I normally don't reference it. But I do need to like have it on like the expenses sheet, just because like this page is like a monthly reference. I do write things in here, but I can always flip back to it, but I really need to be able to like flip right here to write down my expenses. I'll go through and set this up and like white it out and do all that type of stuff, so that'll be a separate video. All right, and then the last section is going to be my food log, right? And I'm going to be using outdated wellness layout pages. Again, don't use the monthly, so I'm going to go right here. And again, I need a fourth tab, which for most people is going to be like the first tab, but I just do it out of order. So I'm going to go into my planner right now, my August planner, and switch those out and put this one in here. Now I'm switching them out just because like I only have 4 tabs in my current planner, and so it's fine for me just to like and they're like far enough away that I can like reach for them. But here these are still kind of tight together, so I definitely need the order of them to be correct, so that way I can like reach them. Oh, and I'm realizing I'm missing a 1 tab to go in the front, right? Obviously stuff will move from my August planner as well, so I'll save that for when those pages get transferred over. All right, so that's the main setup here. Last setup will be very, very quick. These are the pages that I have been using for my on the go, and I went ahead and pulled some metal discs, and the cover that I've been using for this kind of like, I call it like a pocket. I don't really know what size it is, it's just a random size. And so I only actually need 6 discs for this, so I'm gonna pull that. These are my black metal discs, which don't really go with the cover, but when I'm carrying something like this where it's fairly like I beat it up, like it's going to be like sitting in my planner and in my purse and being carted around, and like I need to write in it and things like that. I'm just wanting it on like something a little bit sturdier. So I'm gonna put these pages in. The September 1st page that looks like this, that's the hourly, is actually with my food log in August. So once that's done, it will be transferred over here to be used as basically scratch paper. And I'm using this. This will be my carry around in my purse on the go planner, and I'll just jot down all the notes that I need to either transfer to my work planner if I'm at home or on the go, or whatever needs to be transferred to my home desk planner with all the personal sections if again I'm at work or if I'm on the go. And so this will be the one that goes back and forth, and transfers all the information around. So I'm going to actually leave this bad boy, as well as my August one, on my desk and just like not try to lug around a planner. It's not actually super heavy, but it's definitely not as light as this thing. So we're gonna try that and see if that works. I just again have noticed that I'm not really carrying around. I mean, I'm carrying it around, but I'm not really getting into this and writing into it as much as I need to. And of course I can still bring it if I need to, if there's like a big event and I know I need to take more notes, things like that. I can definitely take it with me. But for most things like errands especially, or when I'm going shopping or like going to, like, for example, my sister's house, unless I have a play date like with my planners, and have something planned with my sister where we're going to have a planner sesh, like I just really need this so I can jot down like all the events. So this will just stay at home, right? So I'm excited about this. This will give me a chance to be able to look at all the sections at once. It will sit on my desk. All the planners that these sections came from will go back into like basically storage, to be pulled out later in September to be set up for October. And so this is the setup. I'm excited about it. There's still things to transfer over, but mostly it is set up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.